Now, again, we have talked about a very tall order and a very huge vision for ourselves. We talked about 2,500 crores and 350 crores of order book for the coming year of FY16 and 216 crores of revenue booking for the coming year. Now, with these kind of tall numbers, who's going to make it? It's you who's going to make it. And our leaders, the people who are going to lead this from the front, are the ones who are going to make it. So let us hear from them, one by one, as to how they intend to make this happen. Now, how are we going to bring each one of this into reality in the coming years forward? That's what we want to understand from everybody, so that it gives a kind of a direction for all the people involved here to see what is in the store for the future of Kaar. Let me start with Ratna.
Okay.
Ratna has agreed to take on the responsibility of building 10 cars out of West as a single most responsibility. And I believe that's one of the real challenge that he has picked up. Because whomever we speak to, yeah, you can be successful in Middle East, but try the West. That's what everyone says. But that challenge, he's going to take it head on, and he has a vision of making this whole Western region also the playground for Kaar. How are we going to do it, Ratna?
Okay. Yeah, that's $1 million question. No.
Much more.
See, in the last 8 to 9 years, we have been working on the Middle East, and now I was part of the team in getting Saudi up and running, Qatar, Kuwait, Oman, and UAE, of course, with a big team. So that gives us the confidence to get into the West. So my first stop would be, of course, we have started already with Europe and go in this spearheading UK. And he's been there for the last 3-4 months and has been able to build a pretty healthy pipeline. And we are expecting some order to happen in the next 2 days, or next couple of months. Also, we're looking at Nordics. So this month, and for the dates, if you have to look at, we are looking at Nordics to be started as early as possible, which is Norway, Denmark, and Sweden. And then we would make a stop in we are also looking at Germany, Switzerland, and Benelux. So the plan is to, do an early start in Europe. And by H1, we would also start the plans for US. How? That's a huge Excel which I have to show you. But, we have done it in the past, but the route is this. UK we have started, Nordics, Benelux, Germany, Switzerland would come later. And then H1 of September or end of H1, we are looking at US. Australia and Japan. Australia, we started with some work with Jayanta, but we had to put it on hold. And Japan would also happen. But next 1 year, 2 year, the goal is to make Kaar West bigger than Kaar GCC. Yeah. So let's see what happens.
Ratna, you would take along the people here, or you let them off and you hire new people from West?
Well,
what's your plan? It's my comeback time.
No, I think people
go local.
People have already transformed. They're wearing the coat and suit. So
okay.
I'll definitely see if I could pick a few of the guys from here. I'm starting with Jayanta and Govind, who started 8 or 9 months back, but Karthik has been the one with whom we started the Qatar.
Columbus.
Yeah, so I definitely will take the guys along. That's the whole idea. Because it's not more about a statement that we are also going West. The business demands that we also get into West in terms of de-risking and in terms of getting a better premium for the effort that we put in. Because emerging economies, Middle East, will only take us so much. If we have to really become a global player, the largest and the biggest, we cannot ignore West anymore. So that's the reason why I thought I'll take up West and see if we could do more in the Western geographies. So with all your support, hopefully, we'll make some success going forward. Thank you.
Thank you, Ratna.
Thanks,
You
man.
have a real bold vision for West. We wish you all the very best. The future of Kaar depends on what happens from here.
Okay.
As always,
Sure, Maran.
you have made
We'll try
the
our
future.
best.
So,
Try our best. Thank you very
Thank
much.
you, Ratna.
Thanks.
Selva, the perfectionist, as always. See, he has been very, very instrumental in terms of bringing the enormous focus towards our enterprise customers. In the past, of course, he handled the delivery. The entire company was managed by him. But now, in the last 1 year, he picked up the enterprise management accounts, enterprise accounts, and he has brought in a very high predictability and high conversion ratio of close to 50%. Is what I think. Yeah? So you can only get better, right? So,
Yeah, of course, yes, man.
so the 50% is the kind of conversion ratio which Selva was able to bring to the table. Now, one thing SAP also keeps talking about is the current share of wallet with the customer, enterprise customer for SAP is less than 4% or 5% of the IT spend. Now, Selva has built a vision for himself to increase the share of wallet, what Kaar takes in all the enterprise accounts which we engage with, to nothing less than 2 digits of their IT budget. Yeah, that's the vision that which you have taken.
Yeah, sure,
How
Madam.
do you intend to make it happen, Selva?
I just wanted to give you some number perspective to understand, where we are and what is the way forward. I see 3 areas totally to see how we can improve the share of wallet. Currently, we have about I have about 20 accounts in enterprise. Basically, our market share is only about 40 to 50% of what is their SAP spend. Okay, not about IT spend, SAP spend. Our conversion ratio is only 40 to 50%. That means we are leaving behind another 50% to our competition. There are a lot of competition out there in the market to come and take those accounts. Okay, provide additional services and take those accounts. Last year, we have just scratched a small surface on it. Basically, we are doing a lot of analysis, in-depth analysis of competition pricing, and we are able to make a large difference. Okay, just to give you an example, Aramco, our market share was just only about 35%. We managed to bring that to 60%. So that's the amount of analysis which is going on by the pre-sales team and the sales team. So we are able to make improvements there. So definitely we can improve by another 100 crores if we are able to do a proper analysis of what is happening. That is the primary area, understanding our competition landscape and what they are doing. That is the first one. Second thing is additional services such as infrastructure. You see all the other products and services that we are talking about. We can provide additional services also. Equal amount of money is spent on infrastructure and other technologies by the same customer. So we have to focus on those areas as well. Maran was talking about a lot of partnerships, working with different channel partners and providing additional services. So we have started those activities for infrastructure, for Microsoft services. We have already started working with the partners. Thereby,
Wait. We said we are a pure play SAP company. Now we are saying Microsoft, Oracle.
No.
Infrastructure.
For enterprise accounts, at least for enterprise accounts, basically we do not want our customer to go elsewhere. We want it to be seen as the one-stop shop where we can provide the entire services, IT services to them. This is not our entry strategy for net new accounts.
No.
Only for those accounts which are qualified as enterprise class, we are providing additional services. SAP adjacency
So are we
services and
building
additional-
delivery capability for Oracle,
No.
Microsoft infrastructure?
No, absolutely no. We are going to work with our partners. We have an efficient project management office by Srini Subaya. So thereby we will work with our partners and provide all those additional services also. So that's the idea. So that's the second target. Currently, our market share on those areas are less than 2 or 3%. Last year, I'm talking about the last year's statistics, we just do hardly 2 or 3% of infrastructure services for our existing customers. There's a huge chasm there. We can travel that path and make more and more revenues there. That's the second aspect of it. I want to talk about the third one, which is very important, enablement of our existing customers. There are a lot of new technologies coming up, future solutions coming up. But, Ratna was saying, earlier a consultant goes there, he does the configuration, he just walks back. We never usually talk to our customers and talk about the IT roadmap, enable them. So this year, a lot of spend is happening on the PCOE, COE, and the additional teams are coming in to enable our customers about the future IT roadmap. So thereby, additional services can be sold. One classic example, or rather two classic examples I wanted to do where this has yielded a huge result. One, I wanted to appreciate the team MIC, and then the other team Sagya.
Can the guys MIC team rise up if possible, MIC?
I just wanted to tell you what they have done so far. Basically, what we are engaged with that customer is a simple on-site support contract, but they don't stop it there. They go and discuss with their other factories, enable other customers. They do road shows. They do enablement workshops. Thereby, they have cemented our position in the entire MIC complex, and we are resulting in a 50 crore opportunity this year just only from MIC. So, this is not a simple effort. Actually, he's trying to build another Aramco out of MIC. Rajkumar and team, they are trying to...
Rajkumar, if you can rise up, please.
So, what I wanted to do is every one of you consultants are basically seeing a different business problem there. Rather than running away from the problem, you have to see it in a way that this is an opportunity for you to sell more or sell additional solutions to the customer. You are our brand ambassadors. You have to see it that way and then reach out to the customer and provide additional services. The second team, which has done extremely very well, is Team Sagya. Okay? They've really worked very hard. The customer wants us to provide infrastructure services and assemble a team similar to the team that we have given them for SAP services. Amazing and amazing work by Team Sagya.
Sagya team, if you can raise up.
I think Mukesh Mani and others.
Kaar.
We are seeing about $2.5 million opportunity there just because of the excellent work done by the Sagya team. So we can do a lot more with these existing accounts. I'm seeing a $50 million potential only from these accounts by doing a small effort. These are low-hanging fruits. So, Maran, we have taken only like about $15 million. I'm seeing $50 million with these existing accounts. Just imagine 300% growth is possible within these enterprise accounts.
Wow, lovely, lovely. But how are the customers receiving us, Selva? When we talk about this other services more than SAP, they have always seen us as an SAP company. How do they embrace us? Do they like us doing other services?
They like us so much, Maran. That is the reason they are saying that, can you work with some partners and provide us this solution? Can you work with the... Only thing is we have to find the right partner, and then walking the last mile. We have to maintain that same integrity DNA when we work with the partners. That's going to be a challenge for this management team to identify the right partners. Once we enable that, I think we are there. We will not leave that customer premises, and the customer will not go to any other vendor for any of their IT services.
Excellent, excellent, Silva. This is precisely what we wanted to create as a partner relationship, a thought leader relationship with the customer. And I think that is what your team has created.
Correct. I think I want active involvement of COE team. I think Saravanan, George, I think the entire team of COE has to stay connected with these enterprise accounts, look for opportunities, and then convert those into deals for us.
So as long as you maintain the SLA and the relationship, you are able to do more than just an SAP.
Absolutely.
Is that what you are saying?
Absolutely, absolutely.
What is that we are doing for our delivery team in terms of enabling them to do more of value selling? Are we doing something for them to do anything with the customer?
Yes, Ratna, definitely. There are a lot of workshops being organized for Srini Subaya. First, we ourselves are going through a lot of transformation. The sales team, the EAM team is undergoing a lot of transformation in selling additional services. That's the purpose of this workshop. We will enable ourselves first before the delivery team gets enabled. It's a fresh start for us, but we are very confident that we will reach the heights.
Super. Thank you very much, Silva.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. We are really looking forward to see Kaar as the trusted partner and the trusted leader and the thought leader who can lead the way in terms of the automation for the customer than being behind in terms of what he's asking us to do. So this is the transformation that we are undergoing. I think EAM is championing that. We really appreciate those efforts.
Thank you, Maran.
Thank you. uh, our thought leader, Mr. George, and also who is going to spearhead the Center of Excellence. George is going to spearhead 3 initiatives this year. One is he's assembling a team of experts, sane people like George.
Oh man,
I can see many people laughing
that's
already.
going to be difficult.
Similarly sane people as George. So he's assembling a team of around 10 people to build the Center of Excellence. The idea is to make sure, again, to talk to the customers and give them the leadership, give them the path ahead, give them what their roadmap can be, to engage with the customers in a completely different plane and altitude than what we have been doing so far. That's one. The two, he is also initiating the big data initiatives. Big data initiative is nothing but, big data is nothing but the huge data being spewed by various machines and various digital equipments with a high velocity and high volume. Now, how do we make a business case out of this? How do we engage ourselves to the customer and deliver value to them is what he's going to champion and his team is going to champion. Number 3 is the IP initiative, which is the building of the product. We already built a product called Kaar, and how to bring it to the level 2. This is what George is going to initiate. George, what's your thoughts on that?
Okay. Thanks, Maran.
Such a simple task, isn't it?
Yeah, of course. Okay. I don't know where to start. So many things running in my mind, but
No,
just
only three.
Yeah, I understand. I think about 3 years ago, I did a pitch on big data. I don't know how many of you were there at a customer meet that was organized in Chennai. That was about 3 years ago. So I did make a very passionate pitch on how big data is evolving, what are our business opportunities there, and how we can move forward with that. Now, it's taken 3 years. Now, what I've realized in the process is, if I want to achieve something, I have to start 3 years now. So only then I'll get to a point where things start moving. So again, when Maran was talking about agile and all that, so it's a lot of things that we have to do to move to where we want to be. So to go to that point, to go to big data or center of excellence, or to help our sales teams achieve the target of the huge 350 number that we have set ourselves for this year, multiple initiatives have been taken. One of that is the Center of Excellence that I'm trying to assemble, like what Maran said, trying to assemble a team. I've been largely successful. Again, I want to go into the people part there. I have largely relied on people who have been in this organization to come and form this team. So I still am very hopeful of the people sitting in front of me who can join in the Center of Excellence team to provide these kinds of niche thought leadership and solutions to our customers. So currently we have a team of about 10. Not all the 10 are on board. We have about 5 or 6 now. Hopefully before the second month from now, we will be able to assemble all the rest of the team as well. The idea of this core group is, of course, like what Maran said, is to reach out to customers more on the AM side and also on the net new side. So we will be engaging with the customers on a thought leadership on providing very niche high-end solutions, primarily centered around use cases in the cloud, for example. Of course, there was a talk about SAP being the largest cloud company. I don't know how many of you actually know that the SAP's cloud transactions today is about $700 billion US. That is Amazon, Alibaba, and Flipkart put together twice the number. That is the size of SAP's cloud transactions today. So these are huge 3 cloud companies. SAP's cloud transaction today is twice the number of all these 3 companies put together. That's the size of the cloud business of SAP. So you don't have to look beyond SAP when you're talking about all the new technologies. There was some talk earlier on about SAP going in different directions, So that is how SAP has transformed itself. SAP is no longer the company that we used to know 5 or 10 years ago. It is completely changed. It is radically changed, I would say. Look at all those posters around you. These are all SAP companies, and these are products that probably nobody ever thought or heard of even 2 years ago. But they were all in the making. There is a reason why all of this is here. And that is also why COE becomes very important. We will, as a group, be able to enable the entire organization, primarily the salespeople and the delivery people, to go ahead and pitch to our customers when it comes to all of these new areas. So that would be the primary aim of COE, to go and pitch to the customers with sales for these solutions. That's number one. And to get involved in multi-million-dollar deals, like what happened yesterday, for example. Yesterday, there was a huge closure in Saudi, the Al-Kifa group. So this is something that we were working on for quite some time. So that is also an area. Saranan did work quite a lot on that as well. So there are many such deals that are in the pipeline. So we would be, as a group, be concentrating on the 1 million, 2 million, and 3 million deals that would come up. There's a lot that is already lined up for this year. So that would be another important initiative that we would be doing. The third one, of course, is going into big data. So big data, like I told you, is very, very niche, very unique, and there are customers who are willing to absorb this. I'm telling you for the benefit of everyone here. So when you talk with customers, there is a high chance that the customer's pain point is around something called sentiment analysis, for example, or generation of a heat map. These names might sound new to you, but these are all currently solutions that are delivered around the HANA platform today. So that's possible. That's possible to give a sentiment analysis for a financial services company, for example. Or you could also generate a heat map for a retail organization. So things like this are very, very much possible, and it is in our roadmap, in our pipeline this year, that we would come up with at least 4 use cases with big data, targeting customers, preferably AM customers, because then the entry barrier is much more lesser for us. So we will get into these customers, talk to them about very specific big data use cases, build it as a prototype, virtual prototyping to physical prototyping, using HANA Cloud Platform, for example, because the tools are already available, and we will be presenting it to them, and hopefully before the end of H1, we would be able to close an order. So that is the idea also of COE, that we would be making these big data initiatives in a very aggressive manner and positioning this to our primarily enterprise customers. Net new customers are a little more difficult because they first have to get used to ERP. Otherwise, if the customer is already on ERP, then we'd be able to sell something around success factors coupled with the cloud solution, with a big data solution attached to it. That's also possible. Again, the last one is IP, for example. Even with IP, we will be attaching all of this. CarNet version 2 is already in the pipeline. And along with that, we would also bring predictivity analysis, kind of these things, augmented reality. I don't know how many of you know this. It's already available with Work Manager app. Today, augmented reality is already available with Google Glass, and that would be one of the POCs that we would be doing to MIC. I saw this in Berlin. I was in a conference there, and I saw that there. Augmented reality is already part of the standard Work Manager app. So I have asked our people in MIC so that we would be doing this for our customer very much in the next 3 to 4 months.
Wonderful. Thank you very much, George. I only wish I understand everything of what I speak.
Can you please explain it again, what you said?
Can anybody translate, please? No. No, thank you, George. That's what makes what George is. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for the vision, what you have set for yourself in terms of the COE. We are really looking forward to make a huge difference in the big ticket deals that we are aspiring to get. And I think your team's involvement, especially Rajesh is here, who's going to be part of the other sane person. Like,
yeah, I picked up people like that. Huh? Mavericks, insane.
I said sane, George.
He's the only sane person in that group.
Why they here?
So, welcome. I mean, thank you, Rajesh. Thank you, and thank you, Saravanan, for being part of George's team. Thank you, Vaidehi. Of course, these people are not new to the system. We have always known them to be the specialist, and the depth with which they carry themselves is known for everyone. We're really looking forward to see that kind of a class being exhibited to the customers. Thank you, George.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hi, Srini.
Good morning.
Yeah. Srini is, most of the times, looks very bewildered, very confused, scared. And that is how he always gives a look. But deep inside, he's a very cool, calm guy, very composed in nature. Thank you, Srini. I have no idea how you withstood the pressure of delivery last year. Really amazing job that you did last year in terms of getting together the act. And how are we going to get ourselves See, end of the day, what we deliver to the customers is what makes us recognized. Irrespective of what these guys giving as gas to the customers, what they deliver is what matters, right? Only if the people sitting around in this hall make a quality delivery to the people, to the customers, and they make themselves, to make ourselves valuable to the customer, rest all is noise. So, how are you going to make ourselves as the quality player, as the premium player in the market, Srini?
Good morning, all. First of all, I would like to thank everyone who's supported me last year to get this success, and the management team as well. And I think under the leadership of Ratna and the support of Selva and everyone, my own team, I think we achieved that success. And first of all, we need to think that we are a special player. It is in our mind, we have to see that we are a special player. We have competition like L&T, Wipros and all. They are not a special player. They are a generic player. And also we have to change in our culture, way of delivery. Instead of a configurator, we have to do consultative delivery. That is a paradigm shift we have to make. And that is where we can establish a premium, demand premium with the customer. You talked about eliminating noise and eliminating waste in the agile way. One thing what we did at MIC is we have eliminated that. We only wanted to deliver what is needed for the customer. Agile brings in that eliminating the waste. So as you said, it is in a waterfall. There is a lot of abstract. And at the end of it, they will not be using everything what we have built. Like the price objects. 200 or 300 or 400 price objects, whatever we develop. And I went to one of the customer or potential customer in Al Ghanim in Kuwait. They were re-engineering it. They were eliminating all those waste after the implementation. 2 years, they were doing an analysis of what are the objects they are currently using it, what are the objects they are not using it. And they were eliminating all those waste. So we have to do consultative delivery and engage with the customer, making sure only whatever needed for the customer will be delivered. That way, our delivery will be also faster, and also it will be efficient, and the customer will appreciate it. And the second time when we go there, so it will be respected and we can demand premium. And one another thing we want to bring in this year is the similar to Center of Excellence. It's not the same heavyweights like George and Vaidehi and Saravanan, and maybe a shade less, or we are building another team called Delivery Architects team. And Sukumaran has taken the step to lead the team, and that team will definitely engage with the...
So just one question. So Center of Excellence by George will be focused more on the sales side, and your delivery architects will be focused more on what?
Delivery architects will be focusing more on to push back to the customer in terms of any scope creep.
Taking care of the customer.
Taking care of the customer, and also working along with delivery team on the ground to help them to execute the project successfully.
So can I say this is sales COE and that is delivery COE?
Delivery COE, yeah. And also they have agreed to increase our contribution margin at least by 2%. Right?
Wow.
1 or 2%. So that should be their tangible outcome, what I would say. So they will definitely help us in terms of positioning ourselves during the blueprinting, and also they will come up with only thing what we are keep on saying is MIC is a agile success. We have to replicate that success to all the implementations project we are going to do.
It's going to be amazing, because sales COE and the delivery architects, customers are going to love us.
Yes.
Good, Srini. Srini's life is going to be easy. Yeah.
So he's no more going to be bewildered or confused.
If you allow me, I would like to introduce my team also to the forum.
Sure.
And
Please,
the
Srini.
last year I was just with a couple of people I was running around. So this year that I have strengthened the team. If you allow me,
Please.
I would like to call upon their names, and if they can stand up, and
Well, we
that
didn't
everybody
make the
will-
videos. Is that okay?
Sorry?
We didn't make the videos.
That's
That's okay.
Next time.
Maybe I'll do the audio part of it, and they could stand something like that. Yeah.
So first I would like to call Raj Kumar Ashogan. He'll be the delivery manager for MIC, because MIC is a big elephant, so he'll be primarily focusing on the MIC part. And Farhad is already a delivery manager. And he'll be, we have not decided on the region, there may be changes. He will be part of the KSA team, delivery team. And we have Syed Shafi, who recently joined us. So he will also take care of the KSA delivery. And Tyagarajan, he's been with us for quite some time. And
Who was that? Ramarajan? Tyagarajan. Sorry.
Radwan, I'm not sure whether he is in today. So already we brought in local here to the delivery team.
Wonderful, wonderful. Good.
So we are ahead there. And Wellington. And Magesh Khanna.
Oh, yeah.
And
பின்னாடி மக்கள்லாம்
Sukumaran.
கை தட்டிருங்கப்பா. மகேஷ் சொல்லியாச்சுல.
Sukumaran,
Yeah.
who is going to be the delivery architect. And Alka, who has joined in the month of February. And Prakash Justin for the RMG. So
Who's going to be the manager for the West? Delivery manager for the West?
you first bring the order first. You said you will take care of everything. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Srini. Really appreciate it. Especially the initiatives that you have taken in terms of making the delivery architects team or the delivery center of excellence. I think the people and the customers are really going to love that.
Yeah.
Because most of the time, as you said, waste gets generated during the blueprint. Unnecessary things gets crept into the scope. Unwanted things keeps coming there. I think the delivery architects and the delivery COE can play a major role in terms of keeping it focused only for the business need and what really the customer wants and what the customer gets value out of. Really appreciate those initiatives. Thank you very much, Srini. Thank you. Our people man, Siga, as everybody calls him, he's again one of the persons who keep coming up with punchlines, like Rajnikant. He says, hire tough, manage easy. That's one of this mantra that he always talks about, which is nice. And we really want to hear from him how he intends to build a great place to work. I think all of you know what is a great place to work. It's a survey being done. And he wants to transform our organization into the most coveted organization that the consultants would flock and want to join and stay function and to prosper and to cherish and nourish. So how do you intend to make that happen, Siga?
Thank you, Maran, for introducing me. And this is the first time most of the people are seeing me. And then thank you so much for a warm invitation and then welcome to the organization. I really enjoyed working for this organization for the last 3 months. And this is a mantra that I liked. Basically, I got inclined towards this kind of mantra and joined this organization. Best employer of choice is the kind of mantra. And not only mantra, we need to make it really happen. To reach there, HR has a kind of vision. We have a vision. We serve as a strategic partner for Kaar Technologies as an employer of choice by attracting, basically getting people outside, sustaining, keeping our people in terms of providing them the opportunity for the growth. Third, inspiring. Again, inspiration would also from the outside as well as internal, for great people, for a great purpose, working for a great vision. That's the kind of vision that we have set for the HR organization. This is a broader vision, but in order to achieve the vision, we have a mission also, because mission is to reach accomplishment a certain kind of goals. So we are going to reach the vision. We are going to work with the business partner, because we are talking about HR being a business partner. Our main goal is to become a real HR business partner in terms of providing a leadership, innovation, strategic, efficiency, speed, so that we can reach the goal. This leadership, innovation, strategic, speed and efficiency are split into the kind of strategic goals or HR transformation path or journey that we are going to define. Under each of the HR outcomes, we are going to have a kind of initiatives, plans, projects, which is going to be executed by our HR team, so that we are going to have a kind of excellence working environment where we create employee branding for our people. Secondly, employer branding, where we attract from outside. So that's the kind of vision that we are going to have. Basically, HR transformation ahead is the kind of rule or the kind of plan that we are going to have. And we are going to have a lot of plans and initiatives. As we say that next year, the localization, so we prioritize a kind of localization strategy and take a prioritization of the goal and define the program, devise the program, take stock of things and implement the programs. That's the kind of road path that HR is going to have to reach the kind of best employer of choice. Among IT services in 2019 for top 10 and 2024 best employer of choice in the top 10 among world. That's the kind of goal that we are going to have.
So, please, sir.
What is the current score in Great Place to Work, and what do you intend to do this year?
As you know, last year we conducted a survey that is recently concluded in March. We reached 72, the overall score of 72. The best benchmark in the market is 82. We have set the benchmark of 80 to reach for the next year. That's the kind of tall order.
Wonderful.
But we are confident that with our team, with all of your support, I think we can create this kind of environment, working environment to reach the kind of score.
Was there a complete full participation? Did people participate with enthusiasm? Was there a 100% participation?
That's a little challenge. We got only 52% of participation. I mean, this is the kind of opportunity that I'm taking this so that it helps us organization to reach that level of best employer of choice. At least we should reach a kind of more than 90% of the participation. So ensure that we all work towards a common goal. We are working for this organization to reach the goal. We participate and get the kind of top score.
So wow,
this participation is a little less.
First, when the vote to put we'll be able to say if we can do something or not. If you're not even participating in this great place of work, then it gets very difficult. So we request everyone to participate and give you honest feedback. Because his KRA KPI for this year is going to be Great Place to Work 80 points. If he's not able to meet that, then yeah, he's not meeting his KRA KPI. So, but we need participation. We need people to. So all his programs for this year is going to be based on getting a score of 80 on Great Place to Work, where there will be multiple views of employee engagement, training, and things like that. So we request everyone to participate in those surveys so that we could try and see how sensitive we could be to our people. With 70% growth, there will be confusion, there will be chaos, but the intent is to ensure that we come back and take care of our people. But we need support from you guys. Thanks.
Team, I think definitely we can achieve together. We do program for the people, and with you and for you, we can achieve this kind of best employer of choice. Thank you.
So, Siga, just to understand, for my understanding, if we are one of the top 10, are we in the leagues of Google's and Microsoft as the choice of employer?
Absolutely, yes.
So now the people have to believe and tell you that, yes, that's what they believe, right?
First, we need to create the employer branding. People say that, internal people say that, we are proud to work for Kaar Technology. We get convinced and get convinced, convince others also. So that's the point that we are trying to make. Let's make ourselves convinced that we're working for the great company. When we create that kind of conviction ourselves, I think it's easy to get into the market in second part. That's what I would say.
True. See, again, the idea is the great place to work is just not a survey or a score or a number that you get from someone else. It is computed purely by how each one of the employee feels about the company, about the employment, about the organization. The only way the organization can make an impact is by making the organization better and better and better all the time. So we are very committed to making this organization the most coveted organization for the choice of employer for the consultants and the employees. And SIGA has taken it as his mission. I really wish you all the very best for that mission.
Thank you, Maran. Thank you to the team. Thank you.
Our objectivity, Mr. Objectivity, Chandra, he's our CFO. Of course, everyone knows him. The kind of skills he brings to the table is immense. The kind of clarity he brings to the table is also amazing. Now, we are aspiring to grow at 70% year on year. But Chandra says that's not enough. He says, let's grow at 100%. So there is enough fire here, but we need more fuel to make this fire even bigger. What is this fuel? Money. So funding. So Chandra is going to get the funding for us. How do you imagine to bring the fuel for this fire called Kaar, Chandra?
Thanks, Mark. I thought beer was the fuel. Huh? Sorry.
Thanks, Mark. When I joined 1.5 years back, when I entered the MTM room, if you see here, 2 persons are support, almost 11 persons from technical team. They always dominate. They say HCM, GRC, ACM.
Loaded.
All the loaded jargons, I found difficult. What these guys are talking? Okay, whenever number we will enter, otherwise we'll go back. But today, Maran has given one opportunity for us. It's a level playing field because you are also equal to me now today. So today onwards, we are going to learn a lot of things. We will try to match your requirements. At least we will talk jargons, what you are talking about, at least 50 products. With this, I start. So the second important point, what Maran is talking about, the fueling. Of course, it's a good. When Maran is talking about the market, SMAC, and the products, innovations, I have been talking to various investors. I have been talking to various banking institutions. I asked them, what do you feel comfortable to Kaar? When you see Kaar from outside, which are the factors you feel comfortable? They said 3 factors. I repeat, 3 factors. A, the growth. The phenomenal growth the organization has brought in. Meaning, we are talking about 50% CAGR. That is average annual growth. And the last year we are talking about 72% growth. 72% growth. The next important point is the profitable growth. All organizations are growing, but they are not earning profit. Our organization has been having a profit element as well. That is true. Third, important point which Maran has touched upon is a SMAC. So what is the constitute of the SMAC revenue or SMAC business in the overall business? That's also very, very important, which you have been talking about. My request to Maran, these 50 products, what you are talking about, this is not only from the business, this is a survival part also. In future, if you want to go to the market or want to be a survive, I think these 50 products, what Maran is talking about, we will have to focus, we will have to ensure that we have become expert in these products. With these 2 points, I will answer your points, Maran.
Sure.
The third point is he is talking about the private equity, the funding. The funding per se. We have been actively working with the private equity mobilization of funding. Meaning, I will say a brief example because to have the more knowledge. When the organization is very small, they will go to the angel investors or venture capital. When the organization goes to the 100 to 200 crores or 300 crores, the organization is usually looking for the private equity funding. And we have embarked on this strategy. And we have completed almost, in my opinion, 30 to 40% we completed. So we are looking forward to consummate the transactions in September 2015, which would fuel the three important strategy which Maran is talking about. A, the growth in GCC 30%, the market share of GCC in 30%. 2, 33 micro geographies which Maran is talking about. Point number 3, the product. Point number 4 is the inorganic acquisition. These are the 4 areas where we want to focus. I believe with the private equity funding, we will be able to fuel this strategy as well. This is on the traditional. In addition to Maran, we are also thinking about how innovatively we can think about funding as well. When I talked to when I visited KSA, when I visited Qatar, I spoke to the bankers. They believe that we are having very good customers. Our customer base is very good. But we are not leveraging their presence and we are not getting best benefit out of it. So what we believe, Maran, in addition to the funding practices, what we are doing in India, we are talking about how we could leverage the customer's name, what we are having, to avail some facilities through pooling of all the revenues through one country where the banking system is very good. For example, you talked about Bahrain. So I'm also talking about Dubai, UAE, where the banking sector is very good without collateral. So I'm also exploring those options in addition to the normal banking funding which you are enjoying now. Third, we are also looking after how we can go for some ECB in case of a plan B and plan C which you are looking for. These are the 3 factors which you are talking about. I'm sure I have answered your queries. So we are creating the team as Maran is talking about. So we are, in the last ALM I talked about, we want to create more CFOs. That is what I'm looking after. So what my request to the whole forum is, think always profitable growth. With this point, I want to conclude. And in my team also, I'm strengthening my team because I want more and more Chandrus in the organization as well. Because Maran, when talking about, he wants to develop 33 micro geographies. He's talking about product. He's talking about, whenever we enter the room and coming back, I have a lot of hairs. That's also losing out. So I have a lot of challenges as well, but it's a positive challenge, Maran. We believe that we will meet your expectations. So we want to make more and more Chandru in our organization as well. Therefore, we have, I requested AGM, Deepak, please stand up, So he has joined, and both AGM is Chandrasekhar, and Shiri also is in the pricing. So we are also developing the bishop. Because in addition to the soldiers, what we do have, because my team has given shoulder to shoulder to achieve this objective, I'm very confident we will meet your objective. Thank you. Any questions?
ஒரு சந்துருவே எங்களால தாங்க முடியல. நிறைய சந்துருவா? No Chandru.
Sir, 12 பேருக்கு எல்லாம் ஒரு 2-3 சந்துரு வேணும்.
No Chandru. We are really happy about the kind of vision that you're holding. Thank you very much. And I know you're assembling a fantastic team to make it happen, to make it global. What Kaar really aspires to be. Thank you, Chandru, for everything you're bringing to the table. Really appreciate it. Balaji, he has joined as the leadership team very recently, and as an early success, Santosh and Ravi had a fantastic success to start this ALM with one good win, which already Ratna talked about. Now, Ravi is going to lead the organization in terms of bringing the focus for the line of business called as core products, which is hitherto, which we did not have the designed element in the sales. Now, Ravi is going to bring that focus to around 15-20 of those line items in terms of how he's going to bring that focus to them and how he's going to bring the sales happen by the design and the plan. We would like to hear from Ravi.
Good morning all. First, let me thank the management for giving the opportunity for a 40-year-old to be among the torch bearers, running in the age of millennials, changing the landscape. And I'm very young, only 2 years in the organization, but already we are transforming. Thanks a lot for this opportunity. We are all, I still yet to wear the LOB hat, but we sales guys are always blamed as running around like mad chickens. We suddenly come up with 1 million order and say we have to take this deal at any cost.
No, even delivery is also like that. They are legless chickens.
So the challenge and the objective for this year would be to bring a method in this madness. how we can add more value in terms of design thinking, giving a predictability on a month-on-month. In fact, we started already when I was traveling yesterday with the father of Gulf. He was saying, I have a vision for next 6 months. Let's talk about afterwards. So the expectation that the top leaders like you would be looking at annual works, and Santosh and who are going to lead the regions would look at 6 months period, and also the country heads, and they would look at 3 months and current this. So how we will be feeding them, how we will be enabling the geos in terms of creating a proper methodology, starting, there is also a point that the whole sales is changing. The methodology, how a customer approaches us is changing. Everything is going to become a very different. In this, how can we do all this? Quite a big challenge, and we have a clear roadmap in that. We are working very closely with Gopal, and we will be creating enough pipeline stronger. In fact, the agenda is the sales will have to transform themselves to reject and say, guys, give us better leads. Rather than today, the motto is, we will try to somehow win all the deals. So they spend a lot of time in non-productive work. Rather than that, we would be helping them in creating more productive work, and they will be more of used their time in the customer place, in the front ending of that, all will be used in a much better way.
We are really looking forward to a solid support to the sales infrastructure and the geos from your core LOB, Ravi. I wish you all the very best for the new role that you have taken, and this is a new experiment that we are going to have this year. So it is only based on your team's efforts and the whole success that whether this experiment proves to be adding fuel to the overall growth of the car, yes or no, would be known. So it's a huge responsibility that you have taken, and you are taking it. We wish you all the very best.
Thank you. Thank you very much for trusting this opportunity on me. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Al Pacino. Let me turn this side. Hi, Karthi. The Columbus. How are you?
Hello. Good morning, all.
So, Karthi is going to lead the strategy department. This year is full of experiments. Lots of experiments, and this is one of the experiments which is called as the strategy department. And he holds a vision of trying to act in qualitative aspects so that 6 months or 1 year down the line, the quantitative metrics of the organization seem impacted. That's his whole idea of connecting and creating this department. I also talked about the IP strategy, the acquisition strategy, inorganically, how Kaar is going to grow. So Karthi is going to talk about a little bit on how he looks at the inorganic strategy, what companies put in place for ourselves.
Yep. Thanks, Maran. So people have been talking a lot of things about strategy. It's real strategy for this company, where I've been closely working with CFO and Maran, drafting the strategy for this company for next 5 years. So we're not talking about 6 months, 1 year, probably we're talking more than that. So we are nothing less than 2 years will be discussed as part of strategy. So one key strategy what we are currently drafting for this company is the acquisition part. So of course, the company is growing with a percentage of 70% year on year, but still it's not enough. CFO is not happy, he wants to grow by 100%. So how would we bridge that 30%? Or how would we create a different business model which will make us more scalable or sustainable? So that is when the point of inorganic growth comes into the play, so which is specific to acquisition of companies. So what kind of a company we are trying to acquire? So we are already into SAP, we are already into services. So now we are thinking about acquiring an innovation-driven company, a product-based company who are more into SaaS-based products, who can provide SMAC technologies to this world, where we want to acquire such company and bring them into our portfolio. So as part of this strategy, we are trying to do 2 acquisitions. One in next 1 year's time, and the second acquisition is planned in the next 4 years down the line. So probably one which we're going to happen maybe in the European market, and the next acquisition we are planning is predominantly in the US market. So this is going to add a much more stronger portfolio to the system. And as Maran was mentioning in the earlier conversations, we are trying to generate more than 40% of our revenue driven through the IP-based solutions. So this acquisition, this kind of an inorganic growth going to help us drive this 40% revenue from these IPs.
Excellent. Thank you, Karthi.
I need to really rush because we need to cover other people. And as he earlier said, I've been one of the experimental rats. So the next experiment is going to be on strategy. I'm open for that. I'm ready for that, Maran. Thanks for that.
You're not an experimental rat. You're the discoverer, explorer. So you explored Qatar, you are exploring strategy, and now you're exploring Nordics. So we really wish you all the very best in your endeavors,
Thanks.
Karthi.
Thanks a lot, Maran.
I'm sure you'll bring more success to the whole organization.
Sure, Maran.
Thank you. The father? Qataris will be really mad at Santosh.
I don't know how many kids I have now.
More than that.
No, the GCC countries, he says.
Oh, yeah.
Wait, one.
Santosh, now you have taken in your new role. We have already achieved the market leadership. Now leadership to dominance, which is 12% is leadership, 30% is dominance. How do you intend to attain this, Santosh?
Absolutely, Maran. Before getting into that, I would like to give a quick snapshot of what happened this year, which will take us to the dominance role. Last year we had a tall order for the Gulf region of about 55 crores.
Can you hold mic closer?
Yeah, we had a tall order of 55 crores as a target, and we managed to achieve 87% of it. When I say managed to achieve 87%, that means 278% of growth when compared to the previous year, 17 to 47. Yeah. That was something phenomenal by the boys on ground. And apart from that, there is another statistic, very interesting statistic, which is also fueling to the growth of the organization. We acquired 31 new logos in the entire company, out of which 19 has come from Gulf, which contributes to the 67%.
Wow.
Yeah. This is a quick snapshot of what happened last year. And going forward, how do we, with this trend already set, Maran, I don't see any reasons, and with such a fantastic team, I cannot ask for a better team. And I don't see any reasons why we cannot replicate or multiply this growth and claim the 30% market leadership by year 2019, which leads to a dominance in the market. Yeah.
Okay,
so the agenda or the plan is pretty much, I have reassuring statements from the LOB guys. That they are giving me the visibility beyond 6 months. And then they will be feeding, and we have a Gopal in form of having strengthening the funnel. When having a 5x qualified pipeline, why don't the Geo guys be excited to have the market leadership? The probability of closure will increase manifold, and I'm sure guys are really excited about the whole new process which is kicking in. And we are aligning with SAP. We have already created ripples in the market, and SAP has started to feel our presence in the market. We have been vibrant. We have covered quite a ground. And aligning with SAP is also will cater, and we are aligning with the roadmap of SAP. And with 50 kind of products that we are embracing now, I'm sure down the line in another 2 years, we will be establishing supremacy in at least 25 of the products, being an early mover. And that will kick in, give us an enormous kick in terms of multiplying our revenue. So that is one part of the agenda that we are looking at. Having said this, we need to wrap it up quickly. I would be failing in my duty if I don't have a quick introduction of my team, which we have been supporting me. And first of all, I would like to introduce the opening batsman, Virendra Sehwag, who opened with the first greenfield implementation in Qatar, Prasad. But unfortunately, he was not able to. But unfortunately, he was not able to carry his bat.
Sehwag is out of form these days.
That's what I'm saying. He was not able to carry his bat throughout the innings.
There is a meaning why he said Sehwag.
Yeah. Yeah, and but again, he ended on a very high note. Acquiring one of the greatest customers of Qatar, Nakilat, which is going to be an enterprise account going forward, maybe in another couple of years. And that too on the SPAC space. We had the entire suite of success factors getting implemented there. So, and then secondly, we had the Mr. Dependable, Rahul Dravid. No matter what, he constructs the innings and he drops the anchor and he consistently scores, and he has plan A, B, C, D and E, which is RMS. And he has achieved, and he's the wall of our team, and he was handling 2 geographies, Kuwait and Bahrain, and both put together he has 139% of his target has been achieved.
Wow.
And then we had
எல்லாம் பழைய டீமா இருக்கு. நீங்க கங்குலியா தோனியா?
coach Sandeep Patil. And then we had the super finisher Dhoni. Came late in the innings. I mean, till October he was nowhere. He came down the order and then smashed the ball all over the park, and he scored a couple of millions of dollars of projects in Oman, and that is nothing but Palaniappan. He was roaring success this year. Two major acquisitions by Palani this year. And next year, I'm sure, this will be replicated in manifold in Oman. And then finally, we had the new kid on the block, the UAE guy, Rajesh. A few things slipped out of his hands, but he's promised that he'll be the Virat Kohli of the next year. I'm sure, he's going to be rocking next year, and I have a commitment from him.
Anushka Sharma enga?
So these guys were the rocking bunch, and they were a hardcore pack of hunters. And in line with the go digital, go agile and local, we are also determined to go agile with the sales way. We are not going with the traditional path. We will have a daily meetings, and we keep track of the daily activities and the closure plans, and we are determined to go agile. And also perhaps apart from the delivery team, I think we will be the first team to embrace the go local team as well. We are hiring 3 locals this year. To hit the public sector market, wherein we had the language barriers, and so we want the local sales guys to handle that part and ensure the success is coming from the public sector as well. So nevertheless, going forward, I think we are looking at GCC as the market share. that includes the enterprise accounts and Saudi also as a market. We have another 4 heroes in this region. Deepak Raj, Maran Srinivasan, Bhikshapati, and one more person joining the fray this year. Thank you guys. With all the support of COA and LOB, I think by year 2019, we will have the 30% market share with 1,000 crores. Ratna, I'm going to give a run for your money. You said 10 times you'll grow from GCC. I'm going to keep pace with you.
Whoa. நாங்க பேச மாட்டோம் boss, பண்ணிட்டு வரோம்.
But Santosh, looking at the buoyancy, 30% seems to be pretty small, isn't it?
30% is 1,000 crores now.
Anyway,
it's a humongous effort, Maran.
No doubt about it. If we really accomplish this 30%, I think we will all give you a standing ovation to you. Even otherwise, you deserve one. But that day, definitely it will happen. Santosh.
Of course, really, we'll make it happen, guys.
Really. Thank you very much. I wish you all the best in the region as well. In your
Norway, Kuwait, முடிவு பண்ணிக்கணும்.
Hi Gopal. Gopal is our new leader who has joined us in terms of to spearhead the marketing for the organization. He is going to elevate our marketing to the next level completely, and he is a strong believer in the digital marketing. Like how we are talking digital, he believes in digital as well. That gone are the days where you can attract customers by billboards and airport advertisements. The only way that you can reach out to large majority of the customers is by digital. So, Gopal, what do you have in store to convert our brand and be known in the digital world in the digital way?
Thank you, Maran, and thank you, everybody. Yes, I can actually identify with all the 3 words, digital, agile, and local. Digital is, in the sense, we'll do digital marketing. We want to be there where the customer is looking for us. Not go and say, do you have a need? I want to be there when the need is there. When somebody is looking, that's one. Second, agile. We want to be agile to the needs of our customer. When I say customer, it is not the end customer alone, but it is, for me, the customer is the COE, sales. So we need to be agile to their requirement. And local, I hope we will have, local marketing people, in all the countries where we operate, probably to get the local flavor. But this is what it is. I strongly feel that digital is the way the marketing needs to be done in future. Although people are using ATL, and I feel it has got its own place, but digital, I feel, is the way forward, because you want to listen what's happening. Not only what people are talking about you, but also what people are talking about your competition. the whole lot of chatter which happens. So I think digital gives you that space where you want to be. In terms of social media, I feel social media will do a lot of talking, presenting the brand, communicating. I'm not only talking about lead generation, which is the core what we will do, but building the brand, making sure we have the pull effect, not push. That's a way. In fact, in our team, we've discussed that everybody will have additional skill which we will acquire in the terms. Everybody will have one skill which they will excel at, but they will also learn another skill. Probably, somebody who's doing digital will learn events and so on and so forth. So that's the way we see, and we want to build a pipeline like Santosh said, so that the sales team is enabled and our customers are happy with us.
Super. Thank you. Thank you very much, Gopal. Really appreciate it. Now, I wish you all the very best for making our brand known all over the place in the digital media, like how we are a digital company. Thank you.
Maran, one more thing. We want to be known in that Fortune 5000. That's my target. I don't want any deal going down without we being there.
Wonderful. That's the aspiration. Way to go, Gopal. Our new leader who has joined us as the head of global bid management is Rajesh. We welcome you. Very composed person. We do not know what is beneath that deep, calm smile, but nevertheless, he has brought enormous clarity to the pre-sales as a department. Everybody in the geography has started appreciating it. I think there is a visible sense of faith he has brought into the proposals and the customer solutioning, what we are doing. And as the tagline, he says, we should not tell, but
We should
sell.
not. Yeah.
That is what his motto, it seems. How do you intend to make this lovable proposals that you can create that the customers would want to have you?
First of all, thanks for the note, Mara, and good morning all. I'm sure we would have spoken at some point in these 3 months. So the goals are clearly in place for pre-sales. It's a two-pronged approach. One is process-related, and the other one is people-related. So I will keep it simple so that everybody understands. Process-related, two things. One is to ensure that sales and pre-sales work together as a single integrated system through CRM. So you will see CRM rollout shortly, and an effective one too. And obviously, we will also ensure that there is enough compliance. That's one process. And at this point, sales and pre-sales, it's more of an arm's length relationship. So I hope to, get rid of it and make sure that they work as single unit. And second process is the organization knowledge base. So that's the backbone of any organization. So there is a certain, good level of people dependency to get information at this point. So we intend to implement a knowledge base so that any information is accessible to any employee at any corner. So a country's success depends on how well they transfer people, how well they transport goods. And similarly, any organization's success depends on how well the information is accessible. So we will implement a knowledge base, we will contribute to it, and make sure that information is easily accessible and quickly accessible. These are two process related for the next 6 months. And on the people side, there's something I should tell Maran. It's not because I head pre-sales team. I told Ratna yesterday this. Man to man, person to person, this pre-sales team is miles ahead of other teams in the organization. Having been in this for 15 years, I've earned the right to say that. Because in none of the organizations, pre-sales team does what this team does. They do pricing, they do solutioning to a large extent, they do estimation, and they do presentations too. And it's amazing. I know that there are quality issues. I'm not denying the fact that there are quality issues, but they're very cosmetic in nature. That's why it's easily visible to everyone. People come up with complaints to me often. But underneath it, there is an amazing effort. That's why there's a conversion ratio of 16.3% achieved, while the organization target is 15%. So on the people side improvement, it's about training them on soft skills, as well as on new technologies that have come up, so that when the organization looks for experts, the first place they should go to is pre-sales. And pre-sales team members, as a logical next step, having spent 2 or 3 years, when they want to move ahead, they should be equipped to get into center of excellence, sales, account management, or delivery. So that's the intention. So we will achieve it.
Good. Wow.
Thank you.
Good. I think, Rajesh, you've brought in lots of clarity in terms of running this department. and probably you're the first person who's acknowledging the team that they are multi-skilled. And although we knew about this, but when you have a view coming from a tier 1 company from outside and taking a look at our people, then you realize and you're able to appreciate it. We are inside for the last 9 years, probably we are not able to appreciate it. But I think a huge round of applause for all the pre-sales folks and the effort that they put.
Thank you. Thanks a lot. Thank you, Ratna.
Thank you, Rajesh. Always Kaar is made of unsung heroes. We always forget to sing praises of the enormous quality and the output people have given. So I think you've taken the moment to acknowledge their greatness in terms of what they're doing. Thank you very much, Rajesh, for the clarity you're bringing. Appreciate it. So,
hello, man.
You know what? For the future, youth is the future of the company or of the nation. So no different the companies also. So Sidhu is the one who is going to champion the SMAC way for the organization. Can we hear from Sidhu in terms of what he holds for the SMAC way, Sidhu?
Sure, Manan. First, to start with, thanks for giving the opportunity. And the question didn't start with how SMAC, or rather it started with why not SMAC. Last year, in the revenue that we have generated, we have done 18% without focus on SMAC. We didn't know that we were in the SMAC space last year. And this year, we are just set to grow that by 40% of our revenue. Why not that percent? Why not that 0.02% of the entire SAP's revenue in the SMAC space? Is the question that we started with. And it might seem a little bit like a tall order.
Closer.
But we didn't start with the bigger question, rather we started with the smaller question. Where do we start it? We broke the bigger question into smaller pieces of answers. We will be working with every single solution that we brought into table, the 50 solutions, which also is a mixture of SMAC. We'll be working with every single solution, bringing clarity into every single solution of where we can focus, where we can sell it, how we can deliver it. That's exactly the stage setter for this particular event. The applications or the solutions that you see around you has a mixture of SMAC in it. SMAC doesn't exist itself as a technology. It's a part of everything that we've been doing. MIC was praised and
closer, please.
MIC was praised so much, and mobility was a small part of the project that we did, and we didn't even realize that we were in the mobility space there when we actually started the project. But it was completed and it won its own accolades. So that's exactly where our strength will be. We'll be focusing more in terms of selling the SMAC idea to the organization. We'll be working with people hand in hand, and especially with a team. Question to SMAC is answered by all these panel of ammunitions that I have. The strategies that sets the road for me, and then the sales that supports me along with the pre-sales and the marketing in terms of generating the opportunities, backed up by people like Siga and Chandrasekharan in the finance and the people part. Why not that 40% of SMAC that we can achieve this year, and why not that 70% in the FY19 that we are focusing? And for the clarity of that 70%, it's 700 crores that we are targeting in the FY19. That I'm sure we will be able to achieve even before that. With the focus that we have brought in this year, I'm sure we will be able to achieve that. And it wouldn't be really hard for us to do that.
Are you negotiating? Or?
No, sir. Absolutely not. Absolutely not, sir. Okay. Yeah. But yes, we have started. Ammunitions are here. Missiles are there in the team. We'll be running this year. Probably I don't have a data to tell, okay, this was done in the last year, but I'm sure the next year you'll see a bigger growth in this SMAC space. Yeah. Thanks everyone for the opportunity.
Thank you very much, Sidhu. In fact, we are all inspired by the way you have shown dynamism and energy into this whole SMAC thing. It has energized us. It inspires all of us. Keep up the good work. We really wish to see lots of success for the digital way that you're going to take the organization towards. And thank you very much for the inspiration that you brought to the table. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
And I think the way you spoke looks like a war. Right? There are ammunition, missiles, and so many generals all around. So I think together we have a formidable team and one of the best possible leadership that ever one organization can assemble is what we have today. So I'm absolutely immensely confident of the great heights that we will scale for ourselves and for all the people involved here. So I welcome you all to be in the part of this journey, in this exhilarating journey that we are going to go between now and the next 10 years. Everyone have something good to reap and benefit and get rewarded. So let's all enjoy this journey, cherish those moments, learn and move forward. Go digital, go agile, go local. Thank you all.